we want to get to this. DTR is finally getting this opportunity to show what he can do. And Jameis Winston had his turn. Now it's DTR. Prior to this, DTR 3 starts, 6 interceptions, no touchdowns. But to his credit, Kevin Stefanski be telling him like in 5 minutes, hey, DTR, you about to go in like now. DTR be like, now? He's like, yeah, now. He's like, but it's 12 o'clock midnight. How can I? No, just get ready, go to the stadium. You're going in now. This time, DTR had a couple of days to rep some stuff and to figure out that he was going to play against the Cincinnati Bengals. We talked about this on UCSS Network, what the expectations are and what to think about in this game. And we'll start off by this clip. And this is Jason Lloyd saying, hey, look, man, DTR going to have an opportunity.
Tops is 200, 205. I think he throws an interception. He may throw a touchdown. I think he may lose a fumble, too.
If you had to bet for DTR, under 100 yards or over 300 yards, that's your only options.
I'd go under 100.
I'd go over 3.
You go over 3?
Yeah.
Because the kind of game that it's going to be.
Listen, this is the only thing I'll say.
Yeah.
He had a great camp. They loved what they saw out of him in camp. It's camp, I know.
But they've now seen him in a number of games, and he hasn't looked good.
But when...
Well, not this year.
They threw him to the Wolves against the Bengals. Again, they told him to be ready. They didn't tell him what to be ready for. I'm serious.
This is just as crazy.
No, we went back and looked yesterday, and all of his starts, he had virtually no notice.
He has a week of preparation now. All I'm saying is, Deshaun looked broken at camp. We talked about that. I told you there's something weird going on in that camp. They never believed in Jameis. They tried trading Jameis because they like the kid. So throw him out there. He's had a full week of preparation. Throw him out there on the road against division opponents.
I might be with you, Jay. You've changed my mind.
Jason Lloyd has been a DTR supporter. He's always said that he should have an opportunity to get a look. And we laughed about it, but Kevin Stefanski has done this man no favors. They be throwing him out there on 4.5 minutes of preparation. No playbooks, no cadences. They put him out there with no cleats on. He's out there in slippers, running around against Pittsburgh and Baltimore. I'm like, dang, they must not want this boy to leave this game healthy. But I will say this. The best case scenario for us is that DTR plays well. Because I would love nothing better than to come out of this season with DTR as one of the top candidates for the starting job next year. You know why? Because if I can get a candidate to come out of here that's a candidate for the starting job in 2025, you know what it does? It gives me an opportunity to work with that guy and give him confidence all throughout the summer. I can give him all the first team reps. I can give him all the tutelage. We can go over his film work. We can go over things that we want to do. You can actually tailor and build an offense around him in the offseason and get back to what Kevin Stefanski wants to do in terms of mitigating some of these throws that is not 96% shotgun under Dorsey. If DTR could come out and protect the football, use his legs, show that he can be a guy that can be a dual threat quarterback, but stay out of harm's way in terms of taking dumb hits that he shouldn't have taken, like that would be awesome. And you can also identify and use some of these picks to get better. Hey, if DTR looks like a guy, I already got Jerry Jeudy. Maybe we get another receiver. You need another left tackle you could devote to. And we just talked about some of these bridge quarterbacks. You might be able to get somebody like that, a Jalen Milroe or something like that in the 2nd round, 3rd round, 5th round, Jackson Dart, if he's still available, and have a guy sitting and chilling on ice, learning the system, doing whatever we need. But the worst case scenario is DTR comes out here and looks like a regular guy. He looks like he's still taking hits. He's still throwing interceptions. He's making one read picks. He's not getting to his progressions, and he has no pocket presence. Then we've wasted an entire year looking at nothing. Deshaun Watson, 0 can take away from that, nothing. We had the worst quarterback play in the league. Jameis Winston, we thought we was going to see some maturation and maybe Jameis could be a bridge quarterback. And trust me, he still could. Jameis Winston might be your best option moving forward, and there's nothing you could do about that. It's the way the cookie crumbles, where the cards are stacked this year. Or You know, like you come in, you know Jameis is going to throw you picks, and then DTR, you think DTR is just a third string quarterback in this league that's going to bounce from roster to roster. Say Josh Dobbs. You hope, you know it's a long shot, but the best case scenario is this for all Browns fans. A, you get through these 3 games and you don't have any injuries. Myles Garrett, we don't want no pulled nothing, no torn anythings. I would be very tempted to put Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett on ice, because the worst thing that can happen is a long-term injury in the last 3 games that's going to derail your off-season training program and the ability for you to be on field during the conditioning programs and getting back on track what we're supposed to be doing. We don't need you rehabbing midway through next year. We already got Deshaun Watson and Jed Wills and all these other people who did that. We see that doesn't work. The second thing you want to do, best case scenario, is you want to see the offense move. You want to see DTR put the ball in the end zone. You also want to see him use his legs, maybe use some stuff that can, you know, give the defense some problems. You also want to make sure that you get the ball in the end zone and you don't turn it over in the end zone like Jameis Winston was doing. We want you to eliminate or mitigate some of those turnovers in the red zone. And then third thing, put up some numbers, have the team be competitive. If you can go out there and he give you 275 in 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he could do that, maybe 40 yards on the ground, maybe a touchdown, he moves the chains, but the team comes out and lose the rest of these 3 games because the defense can hold up for special teams, you feel good about it. Because at least DTR showed you something, and you can say it wasn't his fault we lost the game, it was the other 2. You still keep your positions in the draft. You still keep a possibility of a top 5 pick, and you might have a guy who could take some snaps for you next year as the QB1. Worst case scenario, you come out here and get victimized, and they run it up on you, just like in this episode.
If you have a competitive game and you lose, yeah, there might not be no downside to losing because you want draft position and it's a meaningless game. But I'm going to tell you what, there is some downside if you get blown out. And the Bengals, been hearing, you had Greg Newsome, Emerson, Denzel Ward been chirping, doing all this stuff for 3, 4, 5 years. And if they come out here and get 200 put on them, Martin Emerson is running the slowest he's ever ran, and that's still slow. He's gonna be on T. Higgins, and if they don't shadow him, he's gonna get Jamar Chase. That could be devastating, and I'm expecting the hamstrings to tighten up a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm on the injury list, Jed Wills is calling him right now. Hey, bro, you might want to tell him you make that business decision. You know you got Higgins and Chase coming up late in the season. Don't do it to yourself. It's too close to draft time. They looking at corners and everything. Nah, you go out here and get 60 put on you away. It looks nasty, Jason. It looks. Hey, I'm just saying. The narrative starts.
Hey, don't come out here. Listen, I know you want to get up out of here for the holiday season. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Don't come out here. Listen, Chase and Burrow and all them boys, Higgins, they mad as hell. They losing these games. They might not make the playoffs. And we've been talking trash for the last 3 years. Greg Newsome, Emerson, y'all been chirped. Denzel Ward. And you know the Browns got their ticket. They've been having a number. This could get ugly. and trust me, Batmobile Joe gonna try to run it up on y'all too. He's not gonna stop. He is not gonna stop if they keep cooking y'all. Jamar Chase, you already know what it is, right? So best case scenario, you might want to run these numbers up, keep it close. And if DTR can throw for 300 and have us imagining him as a QB1 next year, best case scenario. Worst case scenario is, Martin Emerson is going to have to check out of this ball game, folks, either due to injury or just getting cooked. It could be that bad. Now I'm just playing, but it could be for real.